The World Cup of Cricket, the ultimate prize. For Australia, 1999 and 1987 were their years of victory. For India, it was 1983, and the cup was theirs. Now the heroes from the victorious World Cup teams come together, but this time in the Battle of the Minds. Your host, Harsha Bogle.
Across Australia on Fox Sports, it's time once again to play our favorite cricket quiz game, Stumped, exclusively this time for World Cup champions. And we're represented here by India and Australia. India leading 2-0 up, so it's time now for Australia to fight back. And towards that end, let's go and meet Alan Border's Australian team. To Alan Border's right, fantastic young wicketkeeper for Australia, Adam Gilchrist. And magnificent either with the bat or in the field, Ricky Ponting. Now, Alan, 2-0 down. You've got something to do here.
We've got a bit of hard work to do, but trying a novel Gavaskar maybe, that might be the answer, but we'll go down fighting this time, I think.
Right, let's see what India have today. Leading them once again, Sunil Gavaskar. The good Indian namaste from Sunil Gavaskar. Beside him, his long-time partner for Mumbai and for India, Dilip Vengsarkar. And India's star of that 1983 World Cup triumph, Mohinder Amarnath. Sunny 2-0 up. Alan Border says he wants to maybe put you under a bit of pressure.
I wouldn't mind that. I think playing under pressure and delivering the goods is the difference between champions and the also-rans. So hopefully we'll be able to keep it up.
Anyway, the first method to get him really is to make a great start in our first round, which is called quick singles. Now, in quick singles, we've got 45 seconds in which to answer 6 questions. The questions go around from player to player. Right, here we go, Alan. Quick singles, 6 questions, 45 seconds. And the questions start now. With which English Test cricket ground would you associate the Stratford and the Warwick Road ends?
Manchester?
Manchester, Old Trafford is absolutely right. Now, Adam, which former Test cricketer who works as a professional artist has been commissioned to produce commemorative paintings of the World Cup final of '99?
Jack Russell.
Jack Russell, right? Your partner, wasn't he?
Kevin.
Right, Ricky Ponting. Which West Indies fast bowler took 5 for 38 in the 1979 World Cup final?
Joel Garner.
Joel Garner is right. Back to Alan Border. Who led the Australian team in the 1975 World Cup final?
Ian Chappell.
Ian Chappell is right. So you've got into boundaries now. Adam Gilchrist. A match between 2 teams in 1999 was declared a tie by match referee Raman Sabarov 1 hour after play was ended. Which 2 teams were these?
In '99 World Cup.
In 1999, not in the World Cup.
Oh, that was Australia and the West Indies.
Australia and the West Indies. I'm afraid we didn't quite get through to the last one, but you'll get 4 points for that one. So it's a good start by Australia. 2 boundaries and 3 singles give them 11 points. Right, let's go across now to India and Sunil Gavaskar's India. 45 seconds starting now. Who did India defeat in the 1983 World Cup semi-finals?
England.
Question for Dilip Vengsarkar. Which international cricketer would you associate with the orphanage Udayan in Calcutta?
Will the Steve Waugh?
Steve Waugh is right. So 2 singles on the board. Jimmy Amarnath. Who was voted the most valuable player of the tournament in the 1996 World Cup? Do you want to let it go? You've only got 45 seconds.
Wasim Akram.
No, I'm afraid the answer was Sanat Jayasuriya. We go on to Sunny. Which Indian cricketer was dropped for a record 146 consecutive one-dayers before making his comeback into the national team?
Robin Singh.
Robin Singh is right. Back to Dilip Vengsarkar. In which city did Kenya beat India in a one-day international in 1998? Okay, I'm afraid we're out of time. It was Gwalior.
Sorry.
Yes, it was Gwalior. We got it just after we were through. So India have answered a few, not as many as Australia, who are looking pretty good at this point, leading 11-3. Remember, they trail 2-0. Right, it's time now to play Stump Vision. This is a visual round in which you will see pictures on your video screen, and you will have to identify the player and then get a bonus question on that if you answer it correctly. 6 questions if you answer it correctly, 6 for the bonus. And because India are trailing, we will start Stump Vision with India and Sunil Gavaskar's team. So, Sunny, you have 2 options, as you know. You can either see a 10-second clip for 6 points or a 15-second clip for 4 points. What's it going to be?
The 10-second clip.
The 10-second clip, which will fetch you 6 points. So, Sunil Gavaskar is going for broke. Let's take a look at this clip. Right, you've got to identify the batsman in that picture. Who was the batsman?
Nick Knight.
Nick Knight of England was a fantastic answer. That gives you 6 points. Australia have their chance now to take a look at their video clip. And Alan, what is your choice? 10 seconds for 6 runs, 15 seconds for 4 runs.
We're going to go for the big 6, I reckon.
You're going to go the 6. You've got a bit of a lead to play with as well. So Alan Bowler is going for 6. Let's take a look at his clip. All right, take a look at this cricketer. You need to identify him. Right, the batsman in that clip.
Derek Crooks.
That's fantastic. That, in fact, was Derek Crooks of South Africa. So Australia have made a very good start here in this 3rd episode of Stumped. And at this stage, let's take a look at what the scoreboard shows us. Australia on 17. India trailing at this stage, got just 9. So with Australia leading, we'll take a little break now. But on our way out, we've got a question for you. Take a look at it. We'll have the answer when we come back. Welcome back to viewers on Star Sports all over Asia and viewers on Fox Sport in Australia as well. We're playing Stumped, our cricket quiz game, exclusively for World Cup champions. And at the moment, it looks like Australia just sneaking ahead, 17-9. So let's talk to Alan Border what he thinks about it, because we're getting into captain's round. And Alan, by now you're supposed to be here, so what have you decided?
Yeah, well, I've been struggling in this section of the show, so I've sent out Adam Gilchrist, our dark horse. We reckon he'll be pretty good at this section.
The dark horse wicket-keeper. And Sunny, you've decided to nominate someone as well.
Yes, I thought even I'll take a break and send Dilip to bat. He's solid, and I think he'll be able to acquit himself very well.
Dilip Vengsarkar. Right, now, because India are trailing, we start with Sunil Gavaskar's nominee first. And let me put the question to Dilip Vengsarkar. 45 seconds to answer 6 questions, but you have a choice. You can either play for 4 points, and your topic will be your good friend, Kapil Dev, or you can play for 6 points, and your topic will be your old adversary, Imran Khan.
I'll go for 6, please.
You go for 6?
Yep.
Right, so Dilip Vengsarkar is making a bright start here, and he's going to get 6 questions on Imran Khan over the next 45 seconds. Right, so Dilip, if you're ready, your time starts now. Against which country did Imran Khan make his test debut? England or Australia?
Well, England.
England is right, so you've made a great start. How many World Cups did Imran Khan play?
5.
5 is right, you're in top form. His best one-day analysis, you're getting good support here. His best one-day analysis of 6 for 14 was against which country?
Well, in Sharjah against India.
Absolutely right, and you were playing in that game as well, weren't you? In which World Cup did he take a total of 17 wickets?
87.
87, Reliance Cup, you're on fire, Dilip. Imran Khan was the first Pakistani to take 200 test wickets. True or false?
That's true.
It's true indeed. He was the first to get to 200. And the last question, very quickly, which county did he help win the Gillette Cup in England in 1978? Which county?
Well, it's Sussex.
Sussex is right. Dilip Vengsarkar just got a clean sweep. Very good. And the crowd is absolutely delighted. So what that means, of course, is that the lead that Australia had has temporarily gone away. But of course, it's up to Adam Gilchrist now to make it up. Now, Adam,
Pressure here.
it doesn't make a difference for you whether you're playing 4s or 6s, but that's when you're playing, of course. Do you want to play 4 points for 6 questions on Ian Chappell? Or do you want to play 6 points for 6 questions on Vivian Richards?
I think I better go hard. I'll go for Viv.
You'll go for Viv as well.
Runs, yeah.
Right, so you're going to go for Viv Richards. You've got, as I said, 45 seconds, and your 6 questions start now. Which English county did Viv Richards represent?
Somerset.
Somerset is right. How many test centuries has Viv Richards scored? Plus or minus 1? Go for it. You've only got 45 seconds.
20.
20, no, you just fell short. It was 24.
Oh.
In which World Cup final did Viv Richards score a century?
79.
79 is indeed correct. His one-day record score of 189 was against which country?
Against England.
Against England, indeed. You're in very good form. In which West Indian city did he complete a test century in 56 balls? Which West Indian city?
I'll say in Antigua. Is that...
I'll give it to you anyway.
Well,
the city, it's St.
St.
John's, but I'll
John's,
give it to you. It
of
was
course,
in Antigua. And his highest test score of 291 was achieved at which English ground?
at the Oval.
At the Oval, indeed. So we've had some fantastic results. So we've had some very good results from both teams. And at this moment, the scores, if we take a look, are 47 to 45. So we're really getting very close in this edition of Stump. Thank you very much, Dilip and Adam. And as you go back, we'll all get set now to play our next round, which is Googly. And so we'll start Googly with India. All 3 gentlemen there were very good players of both leg spin and Googly. So let's see how they've tackled this one. Your first question, the 1993 Hero Cup final was the first day-night international played at the Eden Gardens. True or false? Was it straight or was it Googly?
Straight.
It was straight. Right, your next question. Navjot Singh Sidhu is the last Indian batsman to be dismissed for 99 in a test innings. Straight or Googly?
Googly.
Googly indeed, because it was Saurav Ganguly who got out for 99 in Nagpur. Now, this is a tricky one. Listen to it carefully. Mike Gatting has won a medal for ballroom dancing. Mike Gatting has won a medal for ballroom dancing. Straight or Googly?
It's got to be a googly.
It's got to be a Googly.
Got to be a googly.
I'm going to surprise you because the answer was straight. Mike Gatting won an award for ballroom dancing.
When he was 14.
Must have been very early in his life. Okay, and your last question is, Javagal Srinath is the last Indian to take a hat-trick on his first-class debut. Straight or Googly?
Googly.
Googly is right because it wasn't Javagal Srinath. Sharadindu Mukherjee of Bengal. You don't hear that name too often. Sharadindu Mukherjee of Bengal took a hat-trick on his first-class debut as well. So India have done their round of Googly. They've had a few points. Let's see now if Australia can make up those points and maintain their lead of 2 points. Alan Border, Adam Gilchrist, Ricky Ponting. Here are your questions. Lala Amarnath and Mohinder Amarnath, father and son, both scored centuries on debut for India. True or false? No, you'd want help to look at Jimmy.
Googly.
Googly is right, because it wasn't Jimmy, it was Jimmy's elder brother Surinder who got a century on debut. Right, now, in the 19th century Test cricket atmosphere, a ball had to be hit out of the ground, not just the boundary, to qualify as a sixer. True or false? Give it a go.
Googly.
Googly? No, it was straight. You really had to hit the ball out of the ground. They hadn't invented boundary ropes or advertising hoardings as well, maybe. Right, Sid Barnes once took out the drinks as the 12th man of his side, dressed in a lounge suit.
That's straight.
That's straight. You'd expect an Englishman to do that, wouldn't you? God in a lounge suit. You're absolutely right. You've got 2 out of 3 correct. And here's number 4 coming up for you, still on England. The poet Lord Byron. I'm sure Adam's a great fan of poetry, so he'll probably get this. The poet Lord Byron represented Harrow in the first Eton versus Harrow match in 1805. Straight or googly? Adam. Alan? Ricky?
I will say straight.
Straight?
He did. Yeah, he did do that.
No, I'm afraid it was a googly because he represented Eton,
Oh,
not
the other way
Harrow.
around. All right.
Right, so we've come to the end of our googly round. You're doing pretty well so far in this edition of Stumped. So let's take a look at where the teams stand just now. Australia 59. India have sneaked ahead by just 4 points. So 63 India, 59 Australia. We'll take a break, but as usual, we'll leave you with a question on our way out. We'll answer it for you when you're back. Welcome back to Stumped. Our World Cup champions are in very good form. We've got a very close quiz going on so far. Just before we went off, we had a question for you. Which England player was out reverse sweeping in the final of the Reliance Cup in 1987? And we've got a young lady here with the answer. What's your name, first of all?
I'm Anju.
And what was the answer?
Alan Border.
You sure?
Yeah.
Absolutely, Alan Border was right. The audience not doing badly either. Alan Border, of course, captain of that World Cup winning 1987 team. He's also captain of Australia here today, and so it's his prerogative to decide which player he wants to choose when he plays captain's choice. Let's see what we've got on our screen for you. We've got a choice of Pat Simcox, David Hooks, Ian Botham, and Bob Willis. You're playing for 6, and remember, you can carry over. There are 24 points at stake on this one. Alan, who are you going for?
He's a good fella, Paddy Simcox, so we'll have a dash with him.
Okay, Alan Border chooses Pat Simcox, and let's see what his question is.
I'm really sorry I'm not there to have a cold one after this with you. Gentlemen, which of my former teammates also represented South Africa in the sport of field hockey?
Right, there was Pat Simcox's question. Alan.
Well, we're going to go for Jonty Rhodes.
Jonty Rhodes is in fact right, so Jonty Rhodes it was. And Australia pulled back just a little bit. They're now 2 points ahead, but India have a chance as well. Sunny, you have 3 people left now. David Hooks, Ian Botham, and Bob Willis.
I'll go for Bob Willis.
Bob Willis, so let's take a look at what Bob Willis has for us today.
Test cricket has already seen 2 ties, but only once has a match finished with the sides on the same score. England were one of the teams. Who were their opponents?
Right, Bob Willis's question raised a huge furore in England. Which was the other team?
West Indies?
No, it was not West Indies. Alan, do you want to take a chance?
We'll have a dash at New Zealand.
No, it was Zimbabwe. So we'll go back to Australia. And Alan, you've got a choice of David Hooks or Ian Botham.
I better go for my mate, Beefy Botham.
Ian Botham. So let's see what Ian Botham's question is.
I've been known for my big hitting in one-dayers, but I also managed to take 24 runs off a single over in Test cricket. Who was the Kiwi bowler?
Alan, who was the New Zealand bowler? 24 runs for Ian Botham.
How long have we got?
Adam, Ricky? Go for it, go for it.
John Bracewell.
I'm afraid, Alan, it wasn't John Bracewell, so it's got across to India and to Sunil Gavaskar and his team.
Some Derek. Derek Sullivan?
Derek, well, how many Derek were there?
Derek O'Sullivan.
Derek O'Sullivan, he was a spinner, but no, it wasn't that Derek. It was, in fact, a little-known medium pacer called Derek Sterling. Right, we've just got one left now, so, Sonny, I don't think you've got much of a choice. I'm afraid you've got to go with David Hooks.
Which bowler headed the wicket-takers list in a World Cup tournament despite having played just 2 matches in that tournament?
Just 2 matches in that tournament in a World Cup, and he emerged as the leading wicket-taker of that World Cup. Who was he? Do you want to give it a go, or do you want me to go on? Okay, an answer? Okay, we'll move on.
Move on, move on.
Move on, Alan?
I'll have a go at Gary Gilmore.
Absolutely right. It was, in fact, Gary Gilmore, which is 5 6. So Alan Border is absolutely delighted. Captain's choice, allowing Australia to go just a little bit ahead. In fact, we can take a look at the scores. It's 71 to Australia, 63 to India, but there's lots to play for as we get into our round of floor overs. So 71-63, Australia still ahead. Your next question, which New Zealand player has scored 299 in a test match? India went for it first.
Martin Crowe.
Martin Crowe, so you've reduced the deficit by 4. Next question, this is really getting hot now. In a 2-day test match, What is the difference in runs required to enforce a follow-on? India again.
100.
100 is right. So Sunil Gavaskar in top form here. And the scores are level. Here we go again. If a batsman does not field at all during the opposition's innings, at what position can he bat? Australia went for it. Adam?
7.
Number 7 is right. Indeed, you'd know number 7. You've done a very good batting there. Right, let's go on. Who is the first bowler to have a hat-trick of LBWs in one-day internationals? India went for it.
Aqib Javed.
Aqib Javed. Did you say Wasim Akram first or?
No, I think it just happened.
Well, I'm afraid Sunny did give one answer and followed up with another. So strictly speaking, the question has to pass. Now, Alan, that question to you again. Who is the first bowler to have taken a hat-trick of LBWs?
It was Aqib Javed.
It was Aqib Javed. A bit of help from Sunny there, wasn't there?
A lot of help.
But you'll get your 4 points anyway. So we're all set for the next one. Question number 6. Which Indian made his debut in the first test of the Bodyline series in 1932? India.
Nawab of Patodi Senior.
Nawab Patodi Senior. Nawab Iftikhar Ali Khan Patodi. So lead is narrowed once again for Australia. As we go into question 7. Who captained Sri Lanka in the 1992 World Cup? India again.
Arvinda de Silva.
Aravinda de Silva is right. So we've drawn level now. 79-79 with just 3 to play. This is getting really tense now. Right, here we go. Which former New Zealand batsman has taken over from Mike Hendrick as the coach of the Ireland team? Adam.
Ken Rutherford.
Ken Rutherford is right. Right, 2 to play. 2 to play. Hands hot on the buzzer. Who has Saurav Ganguly replaced as Lancashire's overseas cricketer? Oh, India came first.
Muthaiya Muralidharan.
Muthaiya Muralidharan is right.
Yeah, the last question.
Okay, then, it's gone down to the wire. 83-83, the last question of this quiz. Here we go.
I'm getting too early.
Hot, everybody. Which English spinner holds the record for 20 test catches of his own bowling? India's gone for Jimmy Amarnath.
Underwood.
Derek Underwood. Jimmy Amarnath to India. Fantastic effort there. Well done. Final really fantastic effort from Jimmy Amarnath. This really was as good a program as you can ever get. The World Cup winners were in top form, and at the end, this is what the scores look like. Australia 83, India 87. So at the end of a fascinating program, it's 3-0 to India. Thank you very much to Alan Border and his Australian team, and to Sunil Gavaskar. This really was a fantastic effort. But we've got lots more coming up, so do join us for Stumped next week.